Hello everyone again, this is Joni. Yeah, I know I just did this really huge, long video that I posted this morning, but yeah, I'm realizing I can talk a lot. And that's so odd for me because, as I said, I grew up really shy. Maybe being the youngest of four, I had a lot to say and never got to say it. I don't know. Or I'm learning to find my voice. So I apologize for that in advance for those that, or not in advance, but for those that don't like to watch very long videos, you can just skip around to, if you have a favorite part or something. I'm not going to get offended, like I would know anyway. But anyway, yeah, I got all this plastic here. I pulled out of my cupboards. Who calls them cupboards anymore? I don't know, maybe that's a different part of the country term for it. Cabinets is what I normally say. I don't know why I said cupboards. But anyway, I thought I'd get on here and just do something really quick as I'm going through my plastic containers. I have, let me pull this over here next to my coffee bar. This, I don't know if you can see this. I got all the plastic wearing. This is an empty box. I'm going to be taking some of these things to put in here for one of my other daughters. I did a video where I put pots and pans away for my oldest daughter, who was wanting, her and her husband were looking into wanting to eventually get some stainless steel cookware anyway, so I got that for her. But me and my youngest daughter, we're either both going to share a tiny home together to start with while she gets her own. But in the meantime, I'm like, I don't need all this stuff here. I had actually, and I've mentioned this in my last very large video, that I had already filmed all this. I had two parts to it and had to trash it. But what I did was, see this? Well, I realized the words are going to look backwards until I have a better way of filming where I can still see what I'm doing. It does say Goodwill, but for those of you that read backwards, could see that anyway. But these are things, a bunch of things I already went through. I did that in one of my videos, only to find out that, it didn't come out right. So what I'm going to do next is, in this container, is put things away for my youngest daughter so that when she gets her tiny home, she'll have some things that she won't have to buy. So we decided, what if I split some of these things with you? And of course she was, fine with that. Some of these have like dust and stuff in them. That just shows you how often I use them. But I have a bunch of these shallow big ones, a couple of these big ones, a whole bunch of all the other stuff. So I thought I'd count all these up. Those are the little bit deeper ones. So I'll split each one, and maybe I won't have quite so much. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I know that seems like a whole lot. I'm going to keep, you can't split 11 in two. So I'll probably keep 6 and give her 5 because I'm going to have a freezer for freezing things in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll keep those and give her these. That'll go in her box. And this is going to be eventually my keep box, but I don't have that for now. This is, I don't know if you can see it, if you can read backwards. It's a rapid Mac cooker. Believe it or not, we had to live in a little camper at one time when before I got divorced from my husband, and we had a little microwave in there because I didn't feel safe cooking it. It was very old, small camper, and I don't know if it's my anxiety, but I just pictured, this is close to this. If I turn the flame on here, the whole place is going to catch on fire. So we didn't really use the stovetop. We had a grill. We would grill outside, and we had a toaster oven and a small microwave. So our girls like to get the boxed macaroni, and we could cook this in the microwave, and it actually worked really well. I'm thinking of giving this to my daughter because she really likes the boxed macaroni more than I do, and I know she doesn't like to cook that much either, so that works for her. Oh, I guess I should find some lids for her as well to go with her containers. What did I give? 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not sure which colors we want, but we'll start with those. So now she's got a microwave macaroni and cheese cooker, and excuse me, start off of some of those containers there. Now I realize I'd still have some in the freezer that have things in them. Like I said, which I don't know which video I said it in because I just had to scrap 2 videos. But I like to cook, when I cook like my potato soup or my Southwestern tortellini soup or baked ziti or whatever it is I do, I don't cook a little thing just for me. And then when I want it again, have to cook another thing. No, I go ahead and cook a full size. You know, I don't double it or anything, but just the regular amount. And I will take the deeper cup, maybe one deeper one, to put in the fridge to have for that week if I want some. And then the rest I'll put, these are 1 1/4 cups that they hold, and these hold, what did I think 2 cups. So 1 1/4 cup doesn't seem like much of a serving, but I fill these up, freeze them, and sometimes it's almost more than I can eat. You'd be surprised. It really is a decent amount. So I'll freeze several of these with soups and things like that. And especially if I have a whole chicken and can make a homemade chicken soup, then I like to freeze those and have them for cold and flu season, because when you're feeling really yuck or the kids are feeling that way, it's nice to just pull one out of the freezer, pop it into a dish. Actually, a lot of times what I do, if I don't set it in the fridge to start thawing, I just run with the lid over it, some water, take the lid off, and then it pops right out into a regular like piece of stoneware, or I have some Corelle dishes. I put it in there, then put it in the microwave, and I usually start off with defrost and then gradually heat it up from there. So anyway, I still have more of these in the freezer, but I don't know how many. I'm going to give her some of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means I'll give her 3 of those, and I'll set them in there and give, now I'm about to lose my box there. I need to give her 3 more lids. Here we go. 3 more lids for that. I'm going to have to stop here in a second. My grand kitten, my daughter's cat, I'm called Mimi to my grandbaby, and to our kitten, my grand kitten. I'm his Mimi, and he loves his Mimi. And when he sees me doing stuff, he wants to be right in the middle of it. So he's over here rubbing against my leg, crying. If you now he's going back to his bed. He's acknowledging that he saw me. Okay, I have 6 of these, so I'll give her. Well, first of all, I probably need to dig the stuff out of here. I had mentioned in the video that I had to scrap. These are old-fashioned Rubbermaid containers. This is what they used to look like before they started making them like these. These, and they're, you know, they work well, and they're a little bit different in size. The corner is kind of broken on that. But what I liked about these old-fashioned ones, I think I got these at a yard sale. This was perfect size for lunch meat. I put lunch meat in that one, and this was great for holding a thing of bacon in it. So even though I have a lot of these other containers, I do like the size of these. And usually what I do to stack them in the cabinet, I put the lid inside there and then the container in there, and there you go. So I'm going to set that on top of my coffee maker for a moment so I can finish looking through this box to dig out how many I have of everything. Let's see. Are these the shallow ones? Okay, there's 2 shallow ones. Shallow ones. They're shallow, shallower, and shallowest. I come up with all kinds of words. I guess those could be real words, but okay. These are the ones that aren't quite as deep. See, you have that size, and then this much bigger size. So I'll give her a few of these. 1, 2, 3. I think how many did I say I have? 6. So I'll give her 3 of those, and I'll add these to my little stack. I don't think I've put lids out for mine. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So I have 9 lids. 9 lids, 9 containers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That will be my stack there. Okay, and I have more smaller lids. I don't know why. There's probably some floating around the house somewhere, or either ones that fell out of the freezer with frozen things, and when that happens, the container's just gone. Okay, now I have these. Wait a second. There's that and these. Okay, these are all the deep ones. So let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'll just keep 4 and give her a 3. Because she's not going to use these as much as I will. I know that. Or I just know that's how it is. Because I'm the one who does most of the cooking and freezing. So how much did I say? I was giving myself 4. So now I need to get myself 4 lids. I like the blue ones. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wait. Okay, even though some are shallower, they take the same size lid. So what I say, I have 3 and 4, so I have 7. There's 4, 5, 6, 7 right here. Oh, here we go. Oh, 6, 7. Okay. I'm just going to set that there for now. I look like I'm playing Jenga, I know. Then I have, let's see. Gosh, so much plastic. And this, it's a little dusty. This is part of that. When I did the pots and pans video, I came across the silicone mold for making chocolate bombs. And this is, I think, for melting the chocolate or something. I'll have to look at the instructions. We haven't even got to use it yet. So that's actually going to be hers. I probably ought to put it in her container now that I think about it. Because I got that on clearance for her at Sam's Club. So I'll go ahead and put that in her container. Okay, now I have these just random size ones. I thought I had more of these. So I'm just going to plan to keep those because, like I said, she's not going to need as many of them as I am, even though I don't really need a lot either. I know I keep getting off center in my shot, but I do have this box over here. Okay, now for all these little bitty ones, which I thought I had a lot more of these. Maybe I should, oh wait, I should do these first. I guess I was keeping 2 for myself. Wait. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll keep 3 of those and give her 3. I hadn't even sorted out her lids. So there's 1, 2, 3 lids right here. 1, 2, 3. So she can have her lids. Then how many did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? I need these bigger lids. 1, 2. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, okay. I was like, wait a second. Okay, that makes sense. What I like about these two, and see, I wish I had them all in the same color. Not that it makes that big of a deal, but I don't know, is that an OCD thing? I like having some uniformity, and it'd be nice to have them all the same color, but I don't have them the same color, so that's okay. But they all snap together for storage and keeps it nice and neat. And that's kind of what I had this basket for in the cabinet there. I would stack my lids like that. And so you could put the smaller ones there or there. So anyway, those are going to be hers. Hold on. Let me put that in her. I will lower that to be able to pack it more. Now I have one giant one of these. Actually, I have more, but they have things stored in them. When I would go to Costco, especially when the pandemic was starting and people were buying, because I saw them at Walmart when I was shopping there, giant cases of the ravioli. Not that they sell them that way, but people were just taking the whole thing that was like cases of like the canned Chef Boyardee ravioli stuff. But my thinking was different when it came to that. I bought myself a dehydrator. I bought myself an apple tree and a pear tree, although my apple tree died. I bought myself a red orange tree at Costco a long time ago. I don't know if this is a thing with ants, but this is what looked like what happened. I had all these blooms the first year, and I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to have all these oranges. And I noticed ants going up and down the tree. The next day, every bloom was gone. And I don't know, do ants do that? Comment below if you know about that, because I'm like, what the heck? I haven't had any oranges since. And of course, we had that snowmageddon back in, I think, 2021, where it was minus 10 degrees here in the Fort Worth area. I don't live exactly in Fort Worth, but in the area. I was shocked. I'd never experienced such cold weather in my life, and we were without power for 3 days. And I thought, sure, my tree was going to die. And it was interesting because it wasn't that big, and part of it died, and then the rest came back up that spring, and now it's like big. Anyway, I'm sure y'all wanted to hear that. But anyway, my point is, with when this big, I was buying stuff like around the pandemic. I was buying food to make things with, not already prepared food. So I got the huge, I don't know, it was a 50-pound bag of flour. And so I needed lots of containers to store flour in. So I have one of these in my pantry that has got flour in it. So I will be keeping that, because even though I'm going tiny, there's a small part of me that's got less prepper inside of them. Now, I'm not the one to, I'm not going to build a bunker and stockpile it with, weapons or anything. That's just not who I am. But when I do shop, I try to afford an extra canned good, like canned fruit, because we have lots of dried beans and things. And I thought, and I don't even like beans. That's the thing. I think I mentioned that on the video I had to scrap. My mom would, set the timer when I was a little girl, and if I didn't eat my beans, I got a spanking. And it always affected my gag reflex, and still does to this day. Now, I have gotten to tolerate them a little more because my daughter likes them in chili, and I'll put like little black beans or something like that. But for some reason, I guess when you have a big pot of chili, maybe a lot of the beans sink to the bottom. So by the time I'm getting the last little bit and it's got so many beans, I can't eat it. It just starts making me gag. So I would be in big trouble in a zombie apocalypse because I can't stand beans. But I'm not crazy enough to not try and get them down me anyway. I would find a way to make them more palatable, where it's just a texture thing for me. I don't know why the texture just, it makes me sick. So anyway, that being said, I do have lots of like mason jars of dried beans and things like that. But if we had an apocalyptic type situation, I want something other than just beans. And I would think you'd need variety anyway. So I do have some canned vegetables, but I've got canned fruit, like in its own juice, because I'm like, it'd be nice to have fruit to be able to eat. So those are things that I try and stock up on, the little prepper inside of me. So, and I know my daughter's not going to be the one prepping like I am. So even though I hope to have a tiny home, I do also hope to have a tiny shed for storing certain things. So this is definitely a keeper. And I know I made a stack here. I'm going to set this inside here for now. I still may not keep these because I've had them for how long? And a lot of lunch meat comes in its own container now. So, and I put bacon in a Ziploc bag, which probably isn't the best thing. I do have one of those silicone type Ziploc bags. Anyway, let's see. I think I said I was keeping those. Yeah, I gave her those. Let me just do this where the lid can go down a little bit. Now I have all of these little containers, and I thought, sure, I had a ton of them, but I don't somehow. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like I said, I am the one to mainly store stuff. I'll give her 2, and I'll keep the 5. I know it seems like, oh, you're being selfish. You're not going to let her have whatever, but she doesn't really cook. She'll admit it. She's more of a, microwave, heat up type of person. As a matter of fact, we hope to have tiny homes next door to each other would be our dream. And we've already said, I'll probably cook a lot of meals and they'll come to my house type of thing. So she likes turquoise. I'm going to give her wait, what did I say? I'm going to give her 2 of those. I'll put those in there. And wow, I've narrowed this down a lot already, even though it still looks like a whole lot. Let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. Don't I have more lids? Oh, I already gave her lids. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now I've narrowed it down to what I'm keeping. Now I do still have some of these little Tupperware ones. Now it's interesting because, you know, in one of my videos I mentioned my first job, I was a Tupperware lady. These were actually mine. I didn't think I had any, but I know back in the day you had the clear with the colored lids, but before that you had the colored container and a clear lid. And you can tell the kind of old-fashioned color and stuff. These were my mother-in-law's, and she had passed away years ago before I ever got divorced. So when my father-in-law remarried, he sold the house to me, and I had to go through her things left behind and some of his. He just left stuff, you know, to start his new life. So, and that being said, you know, I told him, I said, if you don't want to deal with whatever's left in the house, because he was, you know, getting remarried and everything, I said, I do not mind going through all her things and your things as long as you don't care what I do with them, whether I give them away, sell them, or keep them. He's like, fine. I was like, okay. So when I come across things like this, I actually wanted to keep these because, as I said, I've put like cashews in here before. I love cashews to take to work or to have for a snack back in my room. I might set it on my nightstand. Or if you're making salads to go and you want a little thing for your dressing, or to dip carrot sticks or something like that, those are perfect to have it. I don't think she's going to be into that. There's only a couple of them. So I'm going to keep those. Also, I finally found this. I couldn't find the lid to it, but this is a Tupperware item. I think it was called a shake and pour. I don't know if it had a little thing that went in on the inside, but you know, you could make, I don't know what, you know, if smoothies were necessarily a thing back in the day, but a lot of people would make their salad dressing mix or whatever, and you shake it up and then you can pour it. So shake and pour makes sense. I actually like to make homemade salad dressing. I haven't in a while though, but I love, and a lot of people don't like this, but I love homemade blue cheese salad dressing. And it's so simple to make. I might share it one day, and I can tell you right now, but I might actually make it on a video one day. But I just get the little wedge of blue cheese. Oh geez, blue cheese. Blue cheese. I get the little wedge of blue cheese and a fork, and I just, you know, mash around, crumble it up. Then it's like a cup of mayo, a cup of buttermilk, and the blue cheese. But I also get the garlic press and put about a clove or so of fresh garlic in there, a little bit of pepper, shake it up. I don't really add salt because the cheese and all is really salty. But you shake it up and put it in the fridge, let it sit for a while, and oh my gosh, you're talking about the best blue cheese dressing. Now, I have a brother that my whole family loved blue cheese, and I think his recipe, he used sour cream, which you can do that instead of buttermilk. But I actually prefer the buttermilk. The sour cream, oddly enough, it was a little too thick, and it had almost a slight sweet flavor to it, which I didn't like. I like more savory with my salad dressing. So I really prefer using the buttermilk. The only thing is the best one is using whole buttermilk. I can't find whole buttermilk anywhere. It's low-fat buttermilk everywhere I go. I'm sure I could probably find a YouTube video on how to make homemade whole buttermilk, and maybe I'll do that sometime. So anyway, that's kind of it. Oh, I didn't talk about these. I think I found a little bowl that this goes to. This is Tupperware. You just push it on, but I'm not going to keep that. That's going to Goodwill. The bowl's in the box with it. So I'm keeping some of these. These are old Rubbermaid containers. I say these, it was this one and this one here. I had the lid to it. Where the heck? Did it fall on the floor? I do have the lid to this. I actually thought I set it out here on the table yesterday so I could go there. But the lid is like this. It's just square. But I've put cookies, crackers, things like that in these. This was a style back a few years ago, maybe 10 years ago, I don't know. And see, it was supposed to be an easy open. Let me see if there's a date on this. It's called Serve and Savor. 8.2 quarts. I don't see a date. But anyway, I've put flour, sugar, things like that. Now on my countertops, I like the nice mason jar or ball brand canisters to keep my, because I kind of like the old farmhouse look. And one day as I get because I have boxes everywhere because of me going through things. And of course, I've mentioned my husband started remodeling things and then left everything undone. So I have boxes of tile everywhere and stuff like that. But I had a vision and we eventually got it going. The walls need painting. You could tell over here it looks awful. But I do have my mason jars, the really big ones of the flour, sugar. Can't remember what else. Flour, sugar, brown sugar, stuff like that. So I use those for out on display, but when I do have more, I like putting them in these and putting them in the pantry. Because as I said, there's still a little bit of prepper going on in me. Now, this is a very old not Rubbermaid, Sterlite's the brand. I've had this thing for years. It still works good for making a pitcher of tea. I had a small one, and I don't know where the lid is to that. I think I came across, I did come across the lid, but the little yellow thing's missing. So there's no point in me keeping that. I'm going to throw that in the get rid of box. And then there's only 3 of these, so I'm not going to divvy these up because, I might keep these instead of these, as a matter of fact. I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these. Now, I have liked this one for the bigger one, even for like putting leftover green bean casserole, but I could do that in these, and I have the 3 lids for that. So I could put these in for my daughter. If she doesn't want them, she can get rid of them. And these, I was mentioning in the video I had to scrap. You could tell the pretty much the era, the time that these came out with Tupperware, because it was kind of, now this one's not necessarily that color, but mauve and country blue. Here's the country blue. That goes on a little round container that I have. And I don't know where that one went. Oh, yeah, now I know. I was using the picture is, hold on, I'll get it and show it to you. Excuse me for walking from the camera. I'm coming. Here we go. Oh, I know what I use this for. I have one of those hand mixer things that you, immersion blender. And I get tired of trying to beat my eggs because I have a bad shoulder and just doing that hurts. So I got that out, and rather than try and run it through, because, I want to be able to clean it while it's plugged in to get the soap and water on it. So I put some water and soap in here, and I just use my immersion blender in there to clean it. So that's the lid to that. And I've used stuff like that for dried beans and things. And these were called modular mates when I used to sell Tupperware. I think this was one of the newer colors, and that's not necessarily the country blue, but I did like the pink. And I think I have another container that this goes with, because I've had some of this stuff in the garage. And then this one here, I do have the lid to that. Oh yeah, here it is. This is a Rubbermaid one. And I use this for flour and sugar and things like that. Or I buy the huge thing of Kodiak pancake mix, and I'll store that in here. And I have one that has, you know how this lid is? I think I have a green one that has a square lid that's green like this, that I already have some mix in my pantry. But both of these were specials years ago at Sam's Club. I think if you bought spaghetti or something, I got like a strainer with one and like one of these with it. And so I bought the pasta to get the free thing because I'm like, I can use the pasta and this will definitely come in handy. So those are things I like to keep because of that. Now I have these 2 little containers here. I probably don't need these. I'll give these to my daughter because, you know, I got all these other things here. So she'll have a nice little stash of things, and I'll have, you know, a little bit going here. So I've at least narrowed it down. Yeah, it's still kind of a lot, but for what I like to do, it'll at least, you know, it's still plenty for me to do what I do with the little bit of prepping that I do. And while this is here, I actually have a set of flatware where my mother-in-law gave me for Christmas one year because I had lost some different pieces of, this is Oneida, and I think the pattern is called Alexis, and I don't know if you could see that. Let me come up closer and I'll show some of the things. One thing, and I have some of the serving pieces. This was the pattern I picked out when I got married, and my husband didn't care for it, but he's like, you do what you want. You're the lady of the house, you know, you decorate how you want to. So we had originally said we were going to pick out something else, but I'm like, well, since he said I could do what I want, and now we're not married anymore anyway, I have loved it. And I thought, you know, this would be perfect with my farmhouse look. See that? It's Oneida Alexis. And guess what? It got discontinued years ago, and they don't even sell them anymore. And I can't find anything like this. That's a serving piece, by the way. This is a little butter knife. And this is like, you know, serving pie or cake, whatever you call that. And a spoon for serving vegetables to let the, you know, liquid drain from like your corn or beans. And of course, that's a little salad fork thing. And this is for like the gravy. I just thought they were so cute. So I've had them in a little plastic container for years. And there's another serving spoon. And I decided, you know what? I'm divorced. My husband didn't like them. I love them. And it's only going to be me. And I'd still like to collect some more of the pieces because you have to get them through a special place because they discontinued it years ago. My boss was talking with me about this type of thing the other day. This is what a teaspoon was. There was a customer, I guess, at Walmart we were trying to help that wanted something like this. She goes, remember the teaspoons that they weren't like this kind of teaspoon. She pulled up a piece of silver, but you know, they were long. And I said, oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Because see how long that is compared to that? This was an actual teaspoon back in the day. And, you know, if you had a glass of tea and you know, it was unsweetened or you put your sugar in there, and that's why these were called teaspoons. But of course they don't make them anymore, and they don't make this pattern anymore. So I'm going to put that away, use my regular flatware till we get ready to hopefully move next year. And I might just donate my old flatware to Goodwill because I know my daughter wants to pick out her own new stuff. But yeah, this is a start. And now I'm thinking I might box up some things and keep some things to still use. But thank you for watching. Please, if you would, like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Maybe there's more people that would like stuff like this. It's used to be Journey to Joy was the name of my channel. Now I'm Big Tiny Dreams because I'm hoping to go tiny one day. And if you watch that video, maybe I could link it up there. I'm still figuring out how to do that. But where you could go watch where it says new channel name. I tell you why I changed the channel name. But it doesn't mean I'm still not on a journey to joy because I'm still doing that. But thank you guys for watching, and come back and see us soon. And us, I guess it's me. Come back and see me soon. And yeah, bless you all. Thank you.